Hey, Doug Upstone here for Vegas Pro Insiders Daily, and today is Tuesday, so that means we're going to be talking some college football. We're going to be looking at 7 games that has some significant line moves, along with some betting trends. Now, overall, on the free picks over the weekend, didn't do so hot, but hey, that's going to happen, and nonetheless, they are free picks. On regular picks, nicely done. 5-3 for myself in college, 3-1 in the NFL, and 6-1 the last 2 weeks in the NFL, so that's been good. And my buddy Sean Higgs, he's number 2 at sports capping on his NFL picks. So he's been really doing well. So, hey, you can get all of this information from him and I and a variety of other handicappers, plus special wise guy picks, power ratings, in-season systems that are just killer. I got one in the NFL that's 6-0 so far this year. So that's doing well. And that's just $99 a month. That's it, folks. $99. That's all it's going to take. I say you can go buy picks, buy somebody's top pick, $500, excuse me, $50, $60. I think $500, which reminds me, I saw a website the other day, cracked me up. I think the guy says he was, I won't name him, but it's out there. In fact, I think it's even on Facebook is being advertised. He's hitting, I think he said like his record's like 81-14 in the NFL so far this season. Or maybe I forget or maybe that was college. Okay, but I think it was college. Now that I think about it, 81-14, and his picks only cost $500. Okay, a piece. Yeah, not for a package, no, for one. Okay, so I'll let you decide how. Let's just see how truthful that is, and I'll let you determine if that's fake news or not. I'm not going to go into that. I'm just making you aware of it. So hey, $99 a month, you get all of that information. Top plays, my top plays, Sean's top plays, Kyle Hunter's top plays, other guys' top plays, plus a whole other bunch of information that's going to help you win each and every week. So, hey, let's get to the college football and get it rolling here. And we're going to start. It's a Wednesday game. Texas Tech at West Virginia. It's going to be on ESPN. It's an early game. And West Virginia has lost to both Virginia Tech and TCU and played them tough. Both of them really tough. But they came up short in both instances. And now they're going to place a Texas Tech team that doesn't look any different, but that's playing better at 4-1. Now we're going to find out how much better this week, but bettors are convinced that the Red Raiders are actually better and have taken them from +6 down to +3.5, even in some cases +3.5 as they go to Morgantown. Just keep in mind, the Mountaineers coming off a road loss are 1-8 against the spread at home. Right now, 60% of the bettors are on Texas Tech. Not a big game, but a little intrigue here. We got Tulane against Florida International. And with this one, now Tulane has gone from -11 to -13. I mean, the green wave. Wow, that's not something we see every season, let alone even having it happening once. Now Tulane did bring back 16 starters, and their only bad game of the season, which was at Oklahoma, and now granted Oklahoma just lost, but for the most part, over the years, going to Oklahoma and getting beat badly, that's not news. So that's happened, but in Tulane's other 4 games, 3-1 and 4-0 against the spread. And like I said, they're generating a lot of enthusiasm going up. Now, Florida International is 3-2, but they have beaten teams of similar class, and they have gotten thumped by teams that are above them. So from that standpoint, 80% of the people are on Tulane. Boston College is making the trip, ACC trip, over to Louisville. It's going to face the Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals lost to NC State last week, and once again, it looks like the case is going to be the same. They don't have the skill players and quality enough players to compete with the big boys in the ACC, and they can handle the so-called, I guess little sisters. I guess maybe that's even derogatory now, but they don't handle the lesser teams quite as well. And so that being the case, or I should say they do handle the lesser teams handle the lesser teams well. In this case, they've gone up from -19.5 to -21.5 against Boston College, who continues to not be able to score. I don't know how many years in a row this is, but they're averaging 16.3 points per game. They obviously cannot recruit any offensive talent. It has to be a reflection of the coach, I can only imagine. So I think that's going to be a big hindrance against Louisville. 76% of the people right now are on the Cardinals in that one. UNLV is going to go up to Air Force, and you know what? This line surprised me when I first saw it. Air Force was at -10 or -10.5, and went down to 7.5. And I watched that game, and that was one of the ones I got wrong against Navy. And Air Force, boy, they played hard. They never gave up, and they had a similar experience against Michigan. So I know they're 1-4, but this team's got a little juice. So I was surprised to see that. But you know what? When I started looking at the offensive and defensive statistics for both Air Force and UNLV, boy, they're really pretty similar, if not, I'm starting to say the same, but they're very similar. So now I'm starting to say, okay, I kind of get where this line is going. And the only real difference in this game is that Air Force is at home and they have played a more difficult schedule. My initial impression is that I think the Flyboys are still to play because UNLV is 3-16 against the spread on the road after they lost by 28 or more points. So that's my impression. I still kind of like Air Force in there, and I got 84% of the tickets written to back me up on that thought process at the present time with what bettors are doing. Not a marquee game, Appalachian State at Idaho. Boy, I would love to see the connecting flights on how that works, right? But when they play each other, no matter what the circumstance, that just doesn't seem possible that can all work. But it does. And for now, they're both in the Sun Belt. Now, Appalachian State over the years has been the more talented team in the 3 previous games, and they won all of them, and they went 2-0-1 against the spread. The big difference, besides somewhat of a talent edge, has been the speed difference between the two teams. And with that, Appalachian State has gone from -10 to -13, going to Moscow. With that in mind, though, this Appalachian State team, those previous Appalachian State teams were really good scoring teams. This one has not been so much this year. I believe they're averaging under 30 points a game. And Idaho, they haven't looked great, but they have more talent this year than what they've had in the last several years. So I'm not really sure about that spread being correct. Right now, public is all over it, though. 88% is on Appalachian State. So there you have it. Next up, we got Ohio State going to Nebraska. Now, Nebraska just got run over big time by Wisconsin, and they're going to get tested again because Ohio State, their option running game has got some juice to it now. They look very good. They've been just mauling people. Their offense seems to have been better. Since that loss to Oklahoma, I think Urban Meyer's got them back on track in terms of making them understand what it takes to be a championship team. And so they're starting to get some momentum going and starting to roll people. That's not good news. If you're a Nebraska Cornhuskers fan, and the Huskers have gone from +21.5 to +24. Now think about that. Nebraska, with their history, they're +24 at home to Ohio State. Wow. Okay. These programs used to be on the same level. Not anymore. In this one, I can't disagree with this line at all. The Huskers turned the ball over a lot. I can't imagine them stopping the run. Again, Ohio State's wanting to impress pollsters with other teams losing now. So I think they might want to hang a big number here. 68% of the people are on Ohio State. Finally, in the Big 12, we got Baylor at Oklahoma State. Now, Oklahoma State their last 2 games haven't gone so well. One was a loss, and the other one was a non-cover. So they lost some confidence, I think. So they've had a bye week to kind of get themselves going here again. So we'll see what they have to do. And they're facing a Baylor team that's 0-5. That's played better in their last 2 games. Covered. I think, they think they covered both spreads, as I recall. And so, was that being the case? Now, the Bears, though, they're still not getting much love. They've gone from +23 to +25.5. If their passing game clicks, which it did the last couple of games, they would look better. Baylor, I think, has a shot to cover here, even in Stillwater. If Oklahoma State gets a pass rush, turn out the lights, baby. This one will be over big time. Just 54% of the people are taking Oklahoma State at the present time. So that's of note. So, hey, that's everything we have for today in terms of college football. We're going to be back tomorrow to talk to you about the NFL. And we'll do exactly the same thing here, discussing things. It doesn't look like we're going to have a game for free picks for Thursday. Maybe I'll even throw something in. We got 2 baseball games tomorrow, now that the other one has been rained out. So maybe I'll throw something in on those. We'll have to see how that's going to turn out. So, hey, Doug Upstone here, Vegas Pro Insiders Daily, because as of right now, I am out.